he said. Rather be gone than to feel that regret. Been on my own, I can see the path. I'm on the run, I'm gonna leave the past. Call me the one, all in a flash. Welcome to hell, it's a damn rap. I am a king, not a god. I don't portray no facade. Hater to slide, strapping, I'm ready to ride. Fighting this war in the sky, living to die. She want control of my fire. Everything shown is a lie. Battle like warriors, ain't all my rep is notorious. Life ain't all epic and glorious. Show me the ropes, born in the dirt and it shows. Out here I'm paving these roads, breaking these codes. Demons in all of my ghosts. Rather be dead than be close. I'ma keep fighting, I lighting my lighter and striking his garbage to tighten we on. Die for my family, gave up my peace and my sanity. Everything nothing.
There are moments that surprise and delight the mind and the senses. Introducing Sound Art, the world's first truly customizable, concealed, flat panel art speaker system. A revolutionary combination of incredible sound delivered from your most meaningful pictures. When art and technology intersect, there is a seamless blend of creativity and function.
Come alive in the streetlight, pulling at the stars in the moonlight. Every time I feel you close.
With Sound Art, anyone can print their own artwork or pick from numerous licensed artwork that we have. The possibilities are limitless. Enjoy beautiful and amazing sound throughout your home. The entire surface of your artwork generates incredibly robust sound. Sound art is elegantly hidden behind a high-grade, textured canvas wrap, bringing together the best of sound and art. This innovative design allows for a truly invisible, high-fidelity sound experience without bulky speakers. For licensors and other businesses, we are capable of producing thousands of units per day.
We're using the highest quality materials to give you the best product available in the market. Everywhere you look, there's always art. What I like so much about sound art, that you could just pair it and play.
Ansia, your art never sounded so good.
For the virtual worldwide technology raceway, we welcome race fans one and all to Madison, Illinois, and to round 4 out of 50 in the Ultimate Indycar Cup. It is bound to be a very exciting run as we get set to go racing for 150 kilometers from this beautiful 1.25 mile circuit. It is bound to be an exciting race, and as we enter tonight's race, Harold Donovan clear by 24 points. And that number 62 machine is looking like he is definitely going to be the machine to beat all season long. He is 35 points clear of Betty Johnson in third, 40 points clear of Stephen Colon in fifth. We still have three drivers, Ron Dangler, Connor Wiggins, and Carter Thompson, that have yet to score points here so far in the Ultimate IndyCar Cup. So we get set to go racing here from Worldwide Technology Raceway. It is bound to be an exciting race tonight as 28 drivers get set to duke it out for 75 laps around this beautiful circuit in Madison, Illinois. Going to take a ride on board with one of these drivers. That is going to be Betty Johnson taking to the racetrack for this 5-minute warm-up period just to get some last-minute practice in before we get to your randomized starting grid. So we'll have to see what will take place here tonight. And as you can see, very fast laps around this circuit. Very high speeds as well. It's fast, it's dangerous, but that is what we all love to see from IndyCar racing at ovals like this one. You see some of the weather. It is very, very overcast here on the racetrack. Almost no sunlight breaking through the clouds to create shadows. It's more so going to make it a bit of a cooler racetrack for us here tonight, which obviously it's a bit of a plus, I guess you could say. Means the track is going to be that much more racy and we'll be getting that much more exciting racing. Betty Johnson so far leads the top of these last-minute warm-up times. But maybe not for long as drivers like Peter Granson look set to try to see if they can maybe knock Betty Johnson off of the top spot. Curious to see where your points leader, Harold Donovan, is going to be starting this race. He's no doubt going to be looking for an excellent performance so he can start to walk away with the championship lead. But, of course, it is still early. We are not even a third, a 1/10, I should say, of the way through this season. So you know that there's going to be a long road ahead of us, to say the very least. Next time we go racing, we'll be at the Daytona Road Course. And, of course, the road course at Daytona International Speedway at the World Center of Racing. Going to be an absolutely phenomenal ride from there. It is almost a bit of an oval racing sabbatical. You'll have 5 flags, followed by USA International, followed by Lanier, 3 short tracks back to back to back before we hop across the pond to Knock Hill and Southern National to round out the first 5th and the first 10 races of the season. Rumor is that there will be some new races coming in as well. Those races could take place at Winton, the Circuit Jacques Villeneuve, Circuit of the Americas, Autodromo Nacional Monza. And those tracks could find themselves replaced in a few of the smaller road courses, so to speak, on the schedule. Warm-up is just about done and over with, and it is almost time to go to your starting grid for tonight's race, what should be an absolutely epic 75 laps of high-octane, high racing action from Gateway. Question is, with the speeds being much higher than they were at Iowa, will we be seeing our first yellow flag on the ovals? Going to take a rundown now of your starting grid in just a brief moment here from the Worldwide Technology Raceway. And it is Brandon Mayhew on pole position. Major Dad lines up beside him on the front row. Brian Grigsby and points leader Harold Donovan on row 2. Dwight Schroeder in 5th with Connor Wiggins in 6th. Hank Hill, Jim Halpert on row 4. Lance Callahan and Dirk Diggler on row 5. Diane Ringler and Richard Wood round out row number 6. All the way down in 11th and 12th place. Josiah Remus and Stephen Colon 13th and 14th. Isaac Clark and Will Parrish 15th and 16th. Nathan Orman, Austin Tyler on row 8. Row 9 is Carter Thompson and Roger James. Peter Granson, Angel Lemke, row 10. David Byers, Betty Johnson, Christian Russell, Nathan Christensen, Ron Dangler, and Dusty Waggles round out your 28-car field here from the Worldwide Technology Raceway as we get set to duke it out around this 1.25-mile circuit. Pace car now going to lead the field off and away. At this point, folks, it's time to hedge your bets. Who is going to win this race tonight? This is going to be an absolutely amazing run. Here's another look at your championship standings coming into tonight's race. And you can already see the massive spread in points. You see the trends starting to emerge. It looks like it will end up being between Donovan and Mayhew for the championship at this rate if this sort of pattern continues throughout the course of the season. Of course, you got those 3 drivers who are still holding out hopes that they'll be able to score points exiting tonight's race. You're watching round 450 for the Ultimate Indycar Cup at the Worldwide Technology Raceway in Madison, Illinois. Of course, this series, as always, presented by Tucson Sound Art. Going to be coming around to turns 3 and 4. We'll leave it in the hands of points runner-up Brandon Mayhew to come out of turn number 4. And we are green flag racing from Gateway. And as they come out of turn number 4 to lead lap number 1, I think Brandon Mayhew just was ahead at the stripe, but Major Dad powering around the high side to try to take the race lead away. And the 45 car is through. Brandon Mayhew starting to slip back. Donovan trying to make up ground early on. He's going to charge outside line to get around Mayhew down to the turn number 3. And Major Dad will lead one of his first laps of the season. And his first lap led on an oval as well. Blazing across start-finish. And Roger James tumbling down the timing order. I think the number 98 car has got a big problem. In fact, he does in turn 1, excuse me. You saw it right there. Right front wheel destroyed, stops on course, and that will bring the caution out. So caution number 1 on the speedway. Going to take a look at the replay here. We'll see if we can't figure out what has happened to Roger James. He was 3 wide, I believe, coming out of turn number 4. Caught it a bit late there. We're going to back it up and see if we can't figure out what on earth has happened. He did get into the wall, and I think might have had some help from Isaac Clark. 3 wide. I think there was a little bit of contact, and that sends Roger James into the outside wall. Just destroying the suspension instantly. Under caution for the first time today. We'll take a quick step back. We'll be back in just a moment with more.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Back in Madison, Illinois at the virtual Worldwide Technology Raceway. We're just coming off of our first caution flag of the day. Still looks like we'll be going green flag racing this time by. If you're just joining us and you're not sure why we're under caution, out of turn 4, it was Roger James 3 wide. Clark was on the bottom. Isaac Clark made a little bit of contact with Roger James. That contact sent Roger James into the outside wall, breaking the right front suspension. He brought it to a stop on track in turn 1. Which is why we are now under this caution flag. Major Dad took the race lead very, very early from Brandon Mayhew, but Harold Donovan is going to be looking to pounce. As we get set to take this race back to green. Pace car is down and in, and it's an early launch from Major Dad, who's already cleared by 4. Down the front straightaway into turn 1. We're back to green flag racing from Gateway. Wait a bit further down the order, that's the number 70 car, Josiah Remus, duking out with Lance Callahan. You see the 76 of Connor Wiggins way up the hill, trying to defend, but Betty Johnson sweeps through. And up in front, battles on for the race lead. Major Dad trying to hang on, high side around turn 2, but Harold Donovan has got the momentum on the inside line. And the number 62 Honda machine is going to break clear into the race lead. And it would be no surprise to see him start to run away with it. Fanning out, 2 abreast, almost 3. Down the front straightaway is the battle for 7th place with Hank Hill, Richard Wood, Lance Callahan, and Josiah Remus all under a blanket. With Dirk Diggler now getting caught in the crossfire. Betty Johnson is closing on in. You can see Hank Hill in the Menards sheet on the bottom. Callahan will take that spot outside line. Remus going to make it 3 wide almost, but he backs out. Betty Johnson will coast outside of 4, and he will take up a spot. Hank Hill dropping like a stone on the inside line. And Dirk Diggler not in very high spirits either. You can see Richard Wood on the inside of Diggler's machine. Of course, Richard Wood has found himself with quite a few opportunities in the last few races and has bottled every one of them, most notably the last race at the Circuit de Barcelona at Catalunya, where he got loose. Sorry, not got loose, he was in the lead. Locked it up, though, into turn 5 and just went head-on into the barrier, ending his race. Looking for redemption here tonight for at least a top 10. There you can see Stephen Colon and his Pennzoil machine trying to find the high side on Betty Johnson, third place in points. But so far, no dice. There's Dwight Schrute. Going to look at the inside of Richard Wood, making a 10 forward at least. You see Betty Johnson pulling the high lane. And Schrute now will start to slip back. We've seen several times over the past few races where Dwight Schrute has just had the most unfortunate luck, particularly early on. We will see if that trend will be set to continue here tonight. In the mix of this as well, you got Peter Granson, who's made quite a few good performances. He was battling for the lead for a good portion at the Charlotte Roval race for round 2 and was fighting for top 10 spots at Iowa for the season opener. Remus will find the inside now of Cologne. It's a fierce fight, and you see Major Dad now starting to slip back. Pace at the start of the runs is great for Dad, but just as the runs go on, he just starts to fall off a bit. Mayhew breaks through for second place. There's Richard Wood and Peter Granson looking to battle it out again. That's for 9th on track. Josiah Remus will now make it 10th. Jim Halpert was just passed up for 6th by Betty Johnson. See that just on the exiting stage left on your screens. There is the battle for P6. Halpert trying to find the outside line in his DuPont machine. But he's going to be no match for Peter Granson, who screams through on the low side. On board with Jim Halpert. Down the back straightaway and into turn 3, you see what it's like to race around this track with a bunch of cars around you. There's Roger James on the inside line, a bit off pace, but back out on track, 11 laps down after getting repairs done. Moving up now to Josiah Remus, who was trying to have a run at Betty Johnson, and in fact, pit stops getting underway. These are scheduled stops. Your top 3 all in the pit road. And this is where this race really starts to get interesting, is when green flag pit stops start to take hold. Obviously, when it comes to oval racing, you are guaranteed to go down a lap when you come down to pit until the leader swings his way around and comes to the pit lane, as Lance Callahan will bail out to pit road, cycling Granson through to the race lead. There you can see the strategies. A couple of drivers did pit under that last caution flag, or the first caution flag, Peter Granson among them, so they'll be able to stay out a few laps longer on this run. Callahan, the highest of the drivers that is currently in pit road, that was yet to stop. At the moment, you see the top 7 were the drivers that came down into pit road. There's Jim Halpert just leaving his pit box, right behind Richard Wood just up the road. Dwight Schrute nearly collided with Brandon Mayhew, exited his pit box. Richard Wood's going to blend up right in traffic. Remus will pull around him as Granson bails out the pit road. Stephen Colon also in the lane. Isaac Clark cycles through to the race lead. The driver that made contact with Roger James to bring out our first yellow flag. Nathan Ormond also into the lane. As is Andrew Lemke, David Byers. I'd imagine Harold Donovan might be in this time by. Unless Donovan has already stopped. So Isaac Clark, the last driver to pit, and he's in this lap. Scratch that one. Carter Thompson still has to pit in as well. He was about 9 seconds behind Clark. He's also into the lane. So Harold Donovan will cycle back through to the race lead, and he is 2.5 seconds clear of Brandon Mayhew, which is a lifetime on an oval this size in IndyCars. We're talking sub 25-second lap times. Looking at some of the battles going on now that the pit cycles have cycled through. And on the track map, you can see that everybody's still on the lead lap, but not for long as Donovan has caught up to the back end of Ron Dangler into turn 1. That is, everybody was on the lead lap, save for Roger James, who was the one driver that had pitted, who actually got a lap back, surprisingly. Dangler and Byers are both a lap down now. The field now spaced out across the entire racetrack. Casey Branson and Callahan, they were looking to have a bit of a battle, but it looks like Callahan is starting to break away, and that could allow Branson to fall back into the clutches of Josiah Remus. There's the 92 car. Austin Tyler duking it now with Dirk Diggler. This is for 20th place, and Dirk Diggler has fallen a very, very long way. Diggler's going to try to hang this one around the outside line to get after the Red Bull machine of Austin Tyler on the low side. Diggler still has just got the nose in there as we hit a third of the way through, but he can't hold the momentum around the outside line. Talk about how good the momentum you can get off the high side is, but of course, in order to do that, you do need to absolutely have a solid momentum first. You can't just expect that to come out of the blue. You got to be able to nail the entry, and that's just something that Dirk Diggler is not able to do, it would seem, as he's now a lap down. Three-way battle for fourth place. 4th, 5th, and 6th, all within a second of each other. The battle for 8th, 3/10 between them. That's Brian Grigsby you're watching now. Richard Wood just about 3/10 behind him. They're going to try to get around Roger James. Won't be so easy, though, for Grigsby. That's going to check him up. And now Richard Wood starting to close in at a rapid pace down to a 10th.5. He has shrunk the gap by 50% down the back straightaway and is now all over the gearbox. A bobble for Brian Grigsby could give advantage Richard Wood here on corner exit to take that spot into turn number 1. But Roger James is going to continue to battle it out with Richard Wood, and that will allow for Grigsby to get some breathing room, and Wood will have to try to find another way through. Roger James entering pit road, and here's Jim Halpert. Russell trying to find the outside line. Oh, Russell bounces off the wall in 4, but no damage it looks like for the number 18 machine. He'll go at it with Jim Halpert into turn 1 in the fight for 12th place. And the number 18 is through. Isaac Clark looking hungry behind. He wants to start to work his way a bit further up the order. Everywhere you look, you got somebody battling somebody else. Nathan Roman and Stephen Colon just traded hands, and here comes Clark screaming past Halpert on the outside line. Out of turn number 4 and down to the 1. The U.S. Army 79 does pull clear. You can see the 31 car, I believe that is. 51 car, sorry. It's Diane Ringler in 9th place 4/10 behind him is Richard Wood. That is the battle for 7th place now as Mayhew, Remus, and Hill have all entered pit road. Second round of stops coming up. Harold Donovan now back into the lane. There's the Ormond and Schrute battling now for currently 12th place on course. That, of course, he's just on track. That's not factored in the cars that have already cycled on through. Callahan now enters the pit lane. Major Dad is also in just in front of him. So now here comes the exodus. Drivers going to be cycling through the pit road. I'd imagine we're going to be getting about a handful, about 5 to 10 every single lap from here on out until this cycle goes through. It's agonizingly slow in pit road, especially when you then compare it to guys like Peter Granson, who are just ripping it around the racetrack. Johnson, Grigsby, Wood all into pit road this time by. Clark and Granson both staying out. Ormond, Halpert, Schrute all also into pit road with Christian Russell in tow. So is Will Parrish. Granson, Clark, Donovan. I think Donovan has already actually pitted here, so Granson and Clark are, I believe, the two drivers that we're waiting on to stop currently. Granson is into pit road. We'll see if Isaac Clark will follow suit. He will not. Isaac Clark will take up the race lead. Connor Wiggins, though, is in a pit road. And this is getting hectic up here. Major Dad trying to get past lap traffic. This is going to get tied 2-3 wide. They're going to split the traffic, and Callahan takes it 3 wide high through turn 2. The 73 car of David Byers and Austin Tyler are both going to follow suit. That got a bit hairy. We almost had caution number 2. And it's not done yet. You got drivers on old tires, some on new tires, and all of them trying to scrap it out with each other. There's the 38 car of poor Carter Thompson, who's just trying to stay out of everybody's way. Major Dad is also trying to cycle his way through as Isaac Clark is into pit road, the last driver we were waiting on to come down to pit. And it looks like everything is a bit more sorted down the track, but that got all sorts of hairy for a little while as we are halfway through your 75-lap race here at the Worldwide Technology Raceway out of Madison, Illinois. Gonna ride on board with a couple of these drivers for a little while. I'll let you listen to the sound of these Dallara IR18s ripping around a 1.25-mile oval. There's a couple of laps on board there with Harold Donovan. One car slow on the bottom. Jim Halpert is also in the mix of this. And who was that was slow? Not quite sure who it was, but it looks like everything is sorted. I think it might have been Carter Thompson, though, that had a problem. Going to take a look at the replay now, and it was Carter Thompson, really slow on the bottom 1 and 2, and actually got into the grass, but there was no caution. Oh, yeah, just tried to get into pit road and just botched it horribly. Very weird incident there for Carter Thompson, but no yellow flag. We're still going to be green. Very strange incident all around as you just took another look at it there. One that honestly I don't have much of a reaction for. I'm just at a bit of a loss for words on that one. Well, at any rate, we are still green flag racing with 30 laps to go. This time by at the line. And if you're enjoying the type of racing you're seeing, especially the ones here between Isaac Clark and Jim Halpert, and subscribe to the channel, you got races like this one every single week. Maybe not the Ultimate IndyCar Cup, maybe not on an oval, but you got 3 active series between this one, the the Formula 3 Championship, and the Lamborghini Super Trofeo Series, all of them producing thrilling action from lights out to the flag. Isaac Clark just got past Jim Halpert. He's starting to run with that position. Here's Josiah Remus coming down into pit road. Brandon Mayhew also taking to the lane. See all these battles starting to kind of space out a little bit more as time goes on. There you can see Donovan, Mayhew, Remus, Waggles, all in the lane. Carter Thompson is 4 down. He's also in pit road at the moment. You see Major Dad also now coming into pit road as one by one drivers are starting to cycle through. Closest battle on track at the moment is between Harold Donovan and Stephen Colon. That battle just a couple of tenths apart. Josiah Remus and Austin Tyler, though, is also looking a bit tight. You're watching Isaac Clark going around the racetrack at the moment. He's up in 5th. Trying to close up to Grigsby, who you can see just up the road. That's the battle for 4th. They're going to get around some lap traffic on the inside line. I do believe that is going to be Carter Thompson. Schrute, Callahan, Cologne, and Parrish all in a pit road. Christian Russell and Jim Halpert both entered the pit road this time by. Peter Granson, race leader, will sacrifice the race lead as Isaac Clark takes the outside line away and gets around Brian Grigsby. Thanks to some help of lap traffic. That was Betty Johnson, 3rd place in points. And just like that, Clark and Grigsby both coming into pit road. This battle will be decided on the lane. Clark enters his pit stall first. That checks up Grigsby a little bit, and that could be the deciding factor in this battle. Will Clark beat the first one out, or can Grigsby beat him to it? I do believe they're going to have one round of pit stops yet that these drivers will have to make tonight. Don't think they could go to the end on this, despite there being less than 25 laps to go. Out on track, Harold Donovan cleared by 4.6 seconds for the race lead. 3 wide on pit exit as Austin Tyler looks for the inside on the number. I think that was not quite Peter Granson. Do believe that was Nathan Ormond that he tried to find his way around. It's a fierce hole at the moment that Harold Donovan is trying to work his way through. This is just destroying his gap for the race lead. Just lost a second down the front stretch. There's Brandon Mayhew, the second place runner. And then there is the 91 car, Dusty Waggles. It is Aero Machine. A knockoff McLaren paint scheme now taking the outside line away, trying to at least for Stephen Colon. And Waggles will go through. If you're just joining us, you're watching round 450 of the Ultimate IndyCar Cup presented by Tucson Sound Art for the Worldwide Technology Raceway. And what a race it has been. Yeah, one caution early on, lap number 3. Roger James got into the wall thanks to Isaac Clark with a little bit of contact, 3 wide. Other than that, we've been green flag racing a couple of pit stop cycles, but apart from that, nothing too major. No real battles on course as well. You can see on the timing screen the second gaps we're seeing. That's the interval from one car to the next, and only 2 cars are within 2 packs, I should say, are within a second. And you got a lot of cars that are side by side. That's just lead lap traffic trying to get around lap car. Running on board with Lance Callahan at the moment as he tries to get around Dwight Schrute. Callahan is currently running 5th place. 2.6 seconds up from Major Dad, trying to close up to Remus. You can see first car in line just up the road. Orman and Tyler are trading hands at the moment, it would seem, for 20th place, well down the field. But here is that battle down the front straightaway. On board with Tyler in the run down to turn number 1. Orman going to bail out on the outside line to take a 21st place, it would seem. Oh, got to fight back, though. Takes the momentum high side, and Nathan Orman going to go through on Austin Tyler around the high lane. And now Peter Granson's going to try to force the hole, and he does out of turn number 2, 3 wide. Granson is absolutely on it right now, blazing 3 wide up the middle through 3 and 4. That's just to lap these guys. I don't think I've ever seen somebody lapping somebody quite as aggressively as Peter Granson did. He's not even battling with anybody at the moment. Granson is 3rd place with 3 seconds to the car in front, 5 to the car behind. There's Brandon Mayhew, you're riding more with him. Harold Donovan is a ways up the road as Hank Hill just bailed up the road. Sorry, that was Christian Russell you're on board with. But Hank Hill is coming into pit road this time by. I was correct. They can't make it to the end. Ormond, Ringler both into pit road. Richard Wood will follow suit. Final round of pit stops getting underway. I think Josiah Remus just came into pit road as well. As Right on board Lance Callahan. 300 plus kilometers an hour down the front straightaway. And he'll look for the inside line and take the inside from Andrew Lemke as Donovan enters pit road. Race leader giving up a 6-second lead to come down into pit lane. This is the money stop for Donovan's crew. Mayhew, Callahan, Johnson, Waggles, and Cologne all into pit road. Clean stop for Harold Donovan. He's off and away. Granson and Dad also into the lane. It'll be 10 to go. This time by Harold Donovan. Not dropped as nearly as far as he did the last time around. Already cycled back to second place. Just waiting on Christian Russell to come into pit road, and Donovan will be back in the lead. So as Donovan gets set to do this, oh, trouble for Russell! Spins round in 3, comes up the track, Donovan clips him, and Donovan goes head on into the outside wall, and the caution flies. But a huge crash for your current net race leader, Harold Donovan, who is now out of the race. Russell gets moving, but a huge crash sees points leader and race leader Harold Donovan out of this race. It was a surefire win, 6-second lead. And it's gone in a heartbeat as we're under caution for the second time tonight. Cologne's nose cone just destroyed, but not as much as Donovan's whole car is right now. Oh my goodness. Taking a look at the replay here, what on earth happened to Russell? He was the last driver that had to pit. Looks like he was trying to enter pit road aggressively, locked up the brakes actually, entering turn 3 to try to slow it down. Tried to turn into the pit road anyway. And at this point, you should be bailed now to just going back onto the racetrack going around. But he tried to go for it, gunned the throttle, and spun his number 18 power type hydrogen machine around. Slid right onto the racetrack. This is the worst place that you can be stuck on a racetrack, as Harold Donovan will tell you just now. Entering stage left, runs over the nose cone, and that just sends him head on with a huge impact head on into the barrier. Goodness gracious, what a hit. On board with Harold Donovan, you can see Russell spinning up in front. He's got someone on his inside, just to quickly tuck down low. God almighty, that is a heavy lick. Just destroyed the number 62 car. To say the very least that Harold Donovan's day is very much over is a bit of an understatement. There you see Christian Russell with his destroyed car, what's left of the nose cone on that machine. So under caution for the second time today, and this will put us within, I believe, about 7, maybe 6 laps to go when we go green. Some of the bigger movers on the day, Peter Granson plus 19, Betty Johnson plus 18. Had a lot of drivers that have been on the up and up so far as the season goes along. at a loss of words almost. I don't think I've ever seen somebody make a mistake that bad in an IndyCar. Take a look at this from the air. You see the brake lock up, and then still trying to make the run in the pit road and just went wrong in the most horrible way possible. And that is just a huge lick and such a shame for Harold Donovan, who was looking set to have himself a solid run. It's a rookie mistake, really, from Christian Russell. On board with Christian Russell, actually. You'll see it, yeah, tried to turn it into pit road and just gassed it up and couldn't save it. Very lucky that that wasn't a T-bone shot, or Russell might be out of this race entirely and not just in pit road having to get a nose cone change. Lights out of the pace car. It'll be 6 laps to go when we take the green flag. So Mayhew leads from Granson, from Remus. Callahan, Dad round out the top 5. 10 cars on the lead lap. 6 laps left to go. We're back to green flag racing. And Mayhew takes the race lead by a couple of car lengths down the back straightaway now, and this is where it all starts to kick off. You see the field double file, possibly 3 wide in behind as late lap traffic starts to siphon through the lap cars. It is getting hectic at the back of the field. Isaac Clark takes the high side around. He'll pick up a couple of spots. Peter Granson has caught Brandon Mayhew. He's going to be in a battle for the race lead with 4 to go. This time by 2/10 the gap for the race lead in the dying minutes of this race. The 21 car just on fire, blazing into turn numbers 3 and 4, trying to catch the DHL machine of Brandon Mayhew. 3 to go. Granson scrapes the wall out of 4. Is that the nail in the coffin of the fight for the race lead? Doesn't look like it. Granson getting caught in some of the dirty air in corner exit, minimizing the runs that he can get, but he is not going to give up so easily. Under a 1/10 of a second, looking for the inside line. Granson lunges forward in turn 3. Will it be enough though? Mayhew pulling the high side around 3 and 4. Battles on for the race lead with 2 laps to go, and Granson still holds the bottom. And Mayhew clears for the race lead around the outside line. Only just, though. Granson's not done fighting yet. White flag this time by. Will they make it back? Looks like they will. No trouble behind. Granson takes the high side. Final lap from Gateway. And Granson with the run. Drag race into turn number 1. And the 21 car pulls the outside line. Mayhew can't defend for the bottom. The momentum is all in the favor of Peter Granson in the pit 21. He'll enter turns 3 and 4. Mayhew is 2/10 back and dropping fast. He's got nothing for Granson, who comes out of turn number 4 and wins round 4 at the Worldwide Technology Raceway from Madison, Illinois. What a thrilling battle for the race lead in the dying laps of the race. Absolutely amazing stuff. Granson pulls it off with the last lap pass outside line of turn 1. Taking a look at your official post-race results, Peter Granson, the race winner. Brandon Mayhew is second. Remus is third. Lance Callahan is 4th. Major Dad rounds out the top 5. Betty Johnson at 6th. Diane Ringler is 7th. Richard Wood is 8th. Isaac Clark 9th. Brian Grigsby rounds out the top 10. And the last car on the lead lap. For there, it's Jim Halpern, Hank Hill, Dwight Schrute, Dusty Wagle, Stephen Colon, Will Parrish, Nathan Christensen, Andrew Lemke. For the top 18 cars in tonight's race. After a thrilling performance and a thrilling battle that we would not have had if Lance Callahan had had his say up in front. It is going to be Austin Tyler, Ron Dangler, Nathan Norman, Dirk Diggler, David Byers, Connor Wiggins, Christian Russell, Carter Thompson, Harold Donovan, and Roger James to round out your 28-car field from Gateway. What an absolutely phenomenal race. And with Donovan a DNF, Brandon Mayhew is back to the points lead by just a single point. This championship fight is on. That's all the time we've got for one day. I'm Adola Rempo. Thank you for joining us for more Ultimate IndyCar Cup action. We'll see you guys next time when we go racing at the World Center of Racing at Daytona.
There are moments that surprise and delight the mind and the senses. Introducing Sound Art, the world's first truly customizable, concealed, flat panel art speaker system. A revolutionary combination of incredible sound delivered from your most meaningful pictures. When art and technology intersect, there is a seamless blend of creativity and function.
Come alive in the streetlight, pulling at the stars in the moonlight. Every time I feel you close.
With Sound Art, anyone can print their own artwork or pick from numerous licensed artwork that we have. The possibilities are limitless. Enjoy beautiful and amazing sound throughout your home. The entire surface of your artwork generates incredibly robust sound. Sound Art is elegantly hidden behind a high-grade, textured canvas wrap, bringing together the best of sound and art. This innovative design allows for a truly invisible, high-fidelity sound experience without bulky speakers. For licensors and other businesses, we are capable of producing thousands of units per day.
We're using the highest quality materials to give you the best product available in the market. Everywhere you look, there's always art. What I like so much about Sound Art, that you could just pair it and play.
Ancia, your art never sounded so good.